It's day 4. So I bet you're wondering, what the hell, day 4? Where's days 1 through 3? Well, since it's our first time kind of filming SIM cards that won't format, auto exposure was weird. All the footage from the earlier stuff was just pure light. So still trying to figure out the camera part, but so first day, you know, Ricky and Tom, they text me, hey, we got a flat tire. I was like, you dumbasses. And so they were getting it fixed, and as I'm driving, I'm like, no way, my freaking Beamer is gonna get a flat tire. And I hit the gas because, you know, Bruce Lee, and 5 seconds later I get a flat tire too. And I was like, damn, if that's not karma for you. But so we there's a ton of wind. I don't know what type of background you guys will get. I haven't figured that out yet either. But long story short, first 2-3 days, we've been looking at getting up into some of the spaces where people really aren't. I did have a I still think it was a person, but Ricky and Tom say it was a bull. And I was, you know, talking with him, but it seems he was pushing his cows away, and wasn't quite sure what to do. I mean, I went down to matchstick timber, you can't move, and he kept moving and pushing. I couldn't catch up to him, bugling at him, raking at him. And then the other night I had bumped a pretty big, you know, bodied 4x4 randomly up this road. But kind of Tom and Ricky said their cameras today, there were so many people up there that we're gonna give that area kind of a break. So I'm in a spot right now where I actually met Tom and Ricky. Seems like no one was actually here. I really like this sort of country. I'm gonna go through the timber, rip a few bugles, and then we'll see where we're at with that. It's been a great fun so far. We've had great food and great laughs. You know, they've got a really good camp set up. I was gonna sleep in my car, and you know, we got this giant tent, and we're cooking burgers and brats, and tonight I'm gonna make them tacos as kind of payment. So it's been fun. It's been really fun. But that first day was really stressful with the tires, so we kind of put that behind us, and it looks like we got 2 or 3 more days of good weather. So we'll see how things switch up once the rain starts coming in. I'm sure it won't affect the animals too much, but it's gonna probably affect us, at least me mentally, because it sucks being out there in the, you know, torrential downpour. But so hopefully that gives you guys a good update. I'll probably include some B-roll shots or something, but I apologize for the lack of footage for the first 4 days. But we didn't get an elk, so it's just like, you know, oh, and you know, there's images where the lens wasn't wiped, so now I got to carry this little thing. So Hunt PhD back out my bullshit. So it's gonna be a great time. So hopefully I can get you guys some footage. If not, it'll just be me like this storytelling. Just sucks. Just got done messing around through the timber. Went about maybe 2.5 miles on this commission logging road. I mean, it's pretty dunzo. There's, you know, 1-lane traffic for sure. I actually haven't seen too much sign. I'm so surprised. This area is pretty remote. You would think they would be in here, but maybe pressure's not the biggest sign. They're probably looking more likely for feed, or that the density is just not that great. It's about 6 o'clock. Not a cloud in the sky. Maybe 65 degrees. Beautiful temperature. Not much else to say about it. Got a little snack. One of the first things I ate today. So I'm supposed to make the boys tacos tonight, but I think they were texting me saying we might start a lot earlier, man. So I probably got an hour and 20 out to get outside this canyon. I mean, some of these places, when you start going through the ferns, you essentially can't see. You can't see where you're, you know, going. So it's a little tough navigating 100%, but trying to be safe as possible. Definitely some scary situations over the last couple of days where you take one step and all of a sudden one of your legs is up to your waist, just some hole. I don't know what it is. It's just like, it's one of those moments where like, holy crap, what if I can't get my foot out of this thing? So try and be safe. Hopefully my mom doesn't kill me when I get home when she hears some of these stories, but you know, gotta take the good with the bad. So, but it's fun. Definitely having fun. Promised you guys some tacos. This thing is flaming. Let's see how we do. Oh my God. Oh, don't do it. Sheesh. Here we go. Ready for the meat? Bam. And because this is Fat Boy Camp, yeet. Hold on to it. I'm gonna need a bigger skillet. Oh, now we're cooking. Getting our taco meat ready. And you might wonder, what are you gonna season it with? I got these little mild taco seasoning, so my buddies Raul and Jairo are gonna yell at me because this isn't, you know, quote unquote authentic, but will do. Bro, it's gonna be dank. Let's do it. At Fat Boy Camp, Fat Boy 1, Ricky, Fat Boy 2, Tommy boy. First you gotta get in with a little bit of cheese, dude. What's that guy say? Put that on a cracker. And then we got a little bit of meat. Keep it simple, stupid. No, easy there. And then bada boom, bada bing, we got some sauces in a can. I even know they made this shit. Here we go. Yeet. And whoop.
You got the Melinda's?
Oh, so there it is.
Oh, you got me up in them Melinda's.
We got a special salsa coming from my boy Tom. Tom, tell us something about that salsa.
So right here we got some Melinda's ghost pepper sauce.
Yeah.
Man, this is like Frank's. I put that shit on everything.
Day 4 of the Washington Archery Elk. Day 5 of the trip. So Ricky and Tom actually this morning went out and dipped. They said my taco sucked and they went to somewhere else. They went to go chase whitetails. So I don't blame them. They took up my camp, or their camp, I guess. So now I'm sleeping in a car again, and we're supposed to get rain. So we'll see how long I last out here. Just climbed up about 800 feet up this clear cut or so this morning, dried out my clothes, about to start ripping off bugles and see if anything responds. We have some rain towards the end of the day, so we'll see how that goes. But you know, solo is a whole different ball game, especially now. So hopefully I can stay mentally in the game. You know, there's plenty of time in terms of this season. I got about, I mean, technically 8 days if I want. So hopefully I can get it done and then, and not pack up super early and head out. But it is a tough hunt for you guys who have been on the coast. It's not easy for sure. So I'm gonna I climbed up these ridge tops. I'm gonna start sending bugles off, and we'll see. Over and out. Check out this giant rub. I mean, it's like Bigfoot rubbed. This is ridiculous. So I'm actually on some sign over there by that road. Seems pretty fresh, maybe from this morning. I'm trying to figure out which direction that they went. So we'll see how that ends up. But keep bugling. There's some more. There's some more over there, if you can see. Just tore up. A trusty steed right there. Alright. Hopefully I can catch up to them. This is approximately the area where I had that encounter with that last bull. I thought I heard a bugle from the landing, but I wasn't sure. Drop, 500 feet and see if I can make a show, but he didn't answer, or he doesn't hear me. Try to loop around the cut, bugle from him from over there. We'll see if we can get something worked up. You come out those bottoms just drenched in sweat. I don't know if I even heard a bugle. Just had to drop down in the timber. I'm gonna try to loop around, get a little bit more vantage point, but we'll see. No luck. Just got back to Fat Boy Camp, which might I tell you is reduced to a bowl of ramen now and like 2 things and a cooler in my car. That's it. So it's no longer Fat Boy Camp. It's like Fat Boy I don't know, bivvy shelter or something. So not as sprawling camp as we had before. So I'm gonna probably eat my ramen, call it a day. So it's about, I think, 5:36. So it's a little early in the day. I mean, shooting light till 7:30, but I just got done with a 9-mile, 8-mile loop. Didn't see any fresh sign. Thought I heard a bunch of bugles. I would drop down in the canyons, and then nothing. So I'm gonna try to play with that. Tomorrow I'll likely check out a handful of spots in this little part of public, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch on the opposite side of the JMU and see if I have any luck there. But it seems as if you didn't kill the first day, opening morning, it's kind of a tough hunt from there on. But you know, we're gonna keep our heads in the game and see if we can turn anything up over there. Day 5, day 6, let's get this bread. Rubbed out. This was some sort of staging area, but I think a guy said he killed a 3-point here a few days back. So I don't know exactly where, but so they're probably all blown out, but it was worth checking. Make a loop down to camp. Alright, got everything packed up in the back of the car. I did about a 4 or 5 mile loop today through some dark timber where I actually found some bulls. Maybe a couple weeks ago I heard them glunking in there, and there was rubs and stuff like that, but ultimately nothing panned out, but they must have blown out of there a while ago. So I'm driving to a different little spot tonight. I'm gonna probably sit up there maybe 2 or 3 hours after dark, see if I hear any bugles, you know, if they're moving towards the night. Hopefully find something in the evening for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm gonna put a good day in, maybe 10-12 miles, going, just walking through these roads, bugling as much as I can, and we'll see where that goes. Day 7, I've been broken. So last night I went up to the clear cut here maybe half a mile or something. And I stayed up there, and that ridge overviewed 2 deep, canyons. And I stayed there till 10:30 or so, trying to listen for bugles, see if I can hear anything rutting. The moon was out clear, so I figured the rut would be even more intense. But I didn't hear any bugles. I came down to camp, and I slept in the car last night, and the temperatures plummeted. I mean, high 30s, low 40s, absolutely freezing. I put on all the gear I had brought with me, and unfortunately, I'm gonna call it a trip. I think Washington coastal elk has kicked my butt for sure. So I think I would have one day here until the rain comes, which my experience from last year on the coast is everything gets worse with the rain. In terms of actual, living and camping out and all this sorts of stuff, everything becomes wet and dry. Now the animals, it's kind of debatable what they will do. But at this point, I've been on the road for 3 weeks. I actually got back from a Colorado archery hunt there. I actually got to fling an arrow at a buck, but unfortunately I missed him. But as someone who kind of does this, I'm already looking for next year. There's things I'm gonna look back. I have a whole year to kind of ponder of what went on during the trip, things I can do better in terms of planning it, things I can do better in terms of finding animals. I mean, I tried a bunch of stuff. I went to clear cuts, I went to dark thick timber, I bushwhacked, logging roads, calling, no calling, spot and stalk, still hunt. I mean, I tried all the tricks, but I think the animals are just really quiet and they're really tough to find. So if you're ever planning a Roosevelt hunt, be prepared for this sort of thing. But it's been fun, so I'm looking forward to next year already, planning and things I can do better. But I'm leaving pretty satisfied. I got to plan the hunt. I got to be here. I got on a bull the first day, so that's not, that's as much as I can ask for. So I got to bugle around, I got to film, and now I get to go home and try to put all these footage together. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it might just be me just talking, and then you're just like, where are all the animals, the deer, and so on and so forth. I saw none, so my apologies about that. But leaving pretty content, and I'm excited to see my bed, and then get back to the hustle and bustle of everyday life. November 24th, on the Washington coast. I couldn't wait to a whole nother year to be in the elk woods. So I actually came out here for the late season archery, 3-point minimum or antlerless, and then I also have a deer tag, any deer. So the first thing that walks out, I'm ready. I actually came into camp last night. I was about here for 2 hours, and I realized that my air mattress was deflating on how cold the ground was. I actually had to drive back to town, get all my winter pads, winter sleeping bag. And as I was kind of passing by, there's an interesting ag field where I see a group of elk coming out. I've actually scouted here a couple weeks ago, and they've been there as well. It's a kind of an interesting opportunity. So it's a private field. And then in front of that field is also private. Someone has, 3 or 4 dogs. So every time I walk by, those dogs are just barking and barking. And I don't think the elk go onto that property. And there's a sliver of private timber, maybe 300 or 400 yards in width. And after that is all private. So I think what they're doing is they're probably bedding either in that private timber and then coming out and feeding in that field. and I'm hoping that they actually go a little further into the public, and there's a road up there, and I hope to kind of cut them off. So I'll be there tonight, and then see if I can get anything there. But we'll see. It's gonna be a cold hunt. It's gonna be wet, but I'll probably be out here 4 or 5 days. Unfortunately, I have to miss Thanksgiving, so my family's gonna kind of be upset with me. But I think they know I've got to be out here. So I've been shooting a tiny bit since the last time we talked, but just want to see, make sure the rust is shaken off before I head into the field. So we'll see there. It's pretty much dead on. I still got it. So we'll chat soon. So I'm all bundled up. I'm gonna go above that ag field. I just drove past right now. The elk aren't there yet. It's about 2 o'clock. And yesterday they were there around 4:30. So it's pretty cold. I'm shivering. I put on my warm stuff. I'm gonna go, maybe it's about a quarter of a mile, half a mile down this road. I'm gonna sneak up in there, sit down, and just wait for the next 2-3 hours and see if they come down. At least that way I'll know if they're coming from the public timber or if they're somehow coming to the private timber that's adjacent to the ag field. It's cold, folks. It's cold. I'll catch you guys later. I got great wind. The wind is going away, and someone's actually shooting down this way, which is kind of concealing my sound. But I also found this pretty much graveyard of bones. There's definitely an elk. There's a couple of femurs over here. Someone got something. My Thanksgiving lunch dinner. So, nice big bowl of ramen. So, with that ag field last night, nothing really turned out there. There's just not enough sign where a herd of 25 elk would be moving through that area into the field in the evening. So, long story short, I'm gonna not pick up camp, but I'm gonna move to a different part of the GMU and look around there, where I actually saw some elk sign about a month ago, but I'm not sure if it's still gonna be there. So yeah. And the rain has not come yet, so I've been pretty blessed with the weather, but we'll see. The next couple of days it's supposed to rain, so we'll probably give it 2 or 3 more days and probably call it a season. I switched to this different part of the GMU, and I already have some favorable sign. Somewhat fresh. I'm gonna go up this road. The wind is kind of swirling, but not that great. But this is the first fresh sign I've seen these last 2 days, so we're gonna try to go up there and see if we can get something to at least pop out for us. Stay tuned. At first I thought it was more than one. Sorry, I thought it was only one animal. But I think our herd was bedding down in this little region. There's 10-20 beds, all with fresh sign in it. All least it looks fresh. Maybe it was from this morning, but so far so good. So that was pretty exciting. I found a ton of sign. A whole herd was definitely there. It's kind of funny. As soon as I stepped out the car, I knew I smelled elk. Yeah, I mean, I'm parked over yonder. I don't know if you can see the car, but maybe a quarter of a mile from where they were. So maybe they actually heard me drive in and close the car and stuff. But it's starting to rain. Hopefully the sound quality is not too bad. I am going to a different spot, kind of similar situation. These old logging roads, these cat roads, they really like to bed on the side. So there's another place like that just over this hill. I'm gonna see if they've gone through there, but most likely they were bedded there in the evenings and probably retreated to the reprod right at daybreak or right after. So worst case scenario is we got a game plan for tomorrow morning, but it's gonna be a wet one. Probably 2 more hours of shooting light, and then we'll see. It's about 4:30, about 2 miles away from where those elk, all that elk sign was. I woke up at 2 in the morning. I was so excited. I drove here about an hour up through this road system. I'm gonna park probably 3/4 of a mile away and then walk in the dark and hopefully be right on top of them come shooting light. We'll see if there's anything there. If not, I'm gonna loop around to a different spot where there's actually a locked gate. And that road system goes back, 3 or 4 miles, so could be a pretty long day. But clear weather. It rained all night. I'm dry. It's about 45 degrees outside, and there's no rain in the forecast. So I've been really blessed with the weather. So we'll see what we can do here. I was up in that bedding area and I got blown out. Someone drove by. It didn't pan out. I don't think the elk were there, but I finally found a closed gate. And I look back, it's about a 4 or 5 mile walk. This is the only access route. So this is the type of stuff I'm into, trying to get away from people driving around in trucks. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's kind of tough when you're on foot. Let's see if anything pans out. We got some fresh sign behind this closed gate. I'm by here by myself. I'm about 2.5 miles back now. I'm probably gonna stay here until dark, and then I hike back in the dark. It's promising, but it's gonna be tough backing something out. This road system ends at about 4.5 miles. I'll probably end up doing that, but at least I'm getting into some elk, or at least I think I am. I actually got into a little sticky situation. I'm soaked to the bone, no dry clothes. Temperatures about to drop about 3.5 miles from the car. So I'm just trying to make it home in one piece. So we'll see how we get there. So I was on that locked gate yesterday. I walked back about 3.5 miles. You could tell from the tree markers. There's no one back there. There's a ton of elk sign, and I thought I was at any corner I'm gonna pop up on a group of bedded elk. So I was pretty excited to stay until dark or so, but then it really started raining, and I was kind of unprepared. And got really wet and then really cold. I actually had to walk back out a little early It's kind of soaked to the bone, but ultimately I packed up the stuff. I'll probably maybe do a quick walkabout down a trail down yonder, but I think overall it was a good hunt, starting back in September. A lot of time in the field. I think the Washington coast is really fun. It's a, as I've said it multiple times, it's a tough hunt. Yeah, we get it. But, it was really fun just to learn a lot. I'm already really excited for next year and to definitely do some things differently in terms of strategy. I bugled quite a bit in the beginning. I probably could have thrown in some cow calls in there as well. And there's other things I have a year to kind of think about. But ultimately it's about time in the field, boots on the ground. So I can't say I didn't get anything out of it. And then we'll see you next time.